And second last line, so Twitch has higher upper levels of monetization for several reasons. So the question becomes why, people might look at a streamer and wonder why streamers can become millionaires for playing games. You hear that absolutely all the time, right? Like, why can they become millionaires for playing games versus other forms of entertainers? It's much more difficult, right? Especially even on YouTube, monetizing YouTube videos, it's all done through the ad stream, right? Even though they have donations on YouTube, it's done through ads and through through advertisements. But why is Twitch different? Well, Twitch is different for several reasons. The first being, no other place can you monetize exclusivity like Twitch does compared to other entertainers. What this is saying is, there is practically no way that if you were as big as a Justin Bieber that you could pay to see Justin Bieber. There's absolutely no way. But if there were times where you could get your favorite entertainer and spend an hour with them and pay $1,000, you know for a fact that there is a certain percentage of the population of the audience, again, these are ECMs, that would pay for that exclusivity, right? There are people that would do that in real life, but on Twitch, it's all done online, right? So you can monetize exclusivity by having them respond, right? You can't get a Justin Bieber to say your name on stage. You can't get them to say your name on Twitter, right? They're too busy. But if you can monetize it, but on Twitch, you can monetize it. You can monetize the aspect of the streamer saying your name, of the streamer inviting you to this, right? You can monetize the exclusivity aspect by giving privileges. You can't do that, as from what I can think of, in any other form of entertainment. That's very important. If not, I'd say maybe the most important thing, right? Because you can be very very in love with Justin Bieber, but there's no way that you can follow his love life and that kind of stuff, but I don't know, just something different about Twitch. Secondly, relatively younger audience seats social integration community. This is absolutely true. It goes towards the exclusivity aspect where because subscriptions and those that pay are linked towards those that are seeking social integration and community aspect, when you have a relatively younger audience because on YouTube, for example, they tend to be maybe 95% male, and they tend to be a little younger. And on Twitch, I think they're even younger than YouTube, but I'm not sure. And YouTube is a large, a lot of topics. Twitch is almost exclusively to gaming. You have a relatively younger audience, and when you're younger, you tend to look for those social, integrative, and community aspects that you can't get in real life. When you're older, let's just say you approach the age of, let's just say your mid-20s, you tend to be more involved in other aspects of life and family and community through, I don't know, it could be through sporting events or whatever it may be. But when you're younger, you seek those things. And because the gaming community tends to be younger, those that are spending time watching streams tend to be younger, again, as a distribution. Not all of them are 12 years old, but they tend to be the ones that are seeking that social integrative community. They're the ones that tend to be attracted to the platform, and they tend to be the ones that have the access dozens or hundreds of hours to spend on content for the YouTube and Reddit communities. And third aspect being the low barrier to purchase versus attending performance. So if I wanted to support my favorite singer, like a Justin Bieber, there's many ways I can do that. I can buy his album, I can go to his show, or I could there's not much else you can do. You can buy their album, go to their show, and buy merchandise at the show, right? But the performer can only, come to your town or come to a nearby town like twice a year at the very most. And each ticket to go see a live show, at the extremes can be like $150 USD, right? But on Twitch in particular, there's a low barrier to purchase, right? It's much more difficult if you want to see your favorite celebrity, to spend $150 to do so and to get that feeling of seeing the performer live. But on Twitch, it is as easy as a click and an ad of a PayPal account away, right? It's that easy. That's a very low barrier of purchase. I know right now that if I donated $10,000, I went on a streamer and donated $10,000, that streamer would cry, say my name, and do all these things, right? I could go to a performance of an entertainer and donate and buy as much merchandise as I want for $10,000, I would not get that exclusivity or that recognition from that performer or that entertainer. You just can't get it. Twitch has a low barrier to purchase for that reason. That's why you tend to see mobile games are very profitable. Why is that? Well, if I was a console gamer and I bought discs, it's much more harder to spend $10,000 to buy PlayStation games than it is to spend $10,000 on a mobile game that makes it extremely easy to make multiple purchases and just add it to my account much easier, right? Low barrier to purchase. And lastly, the gamer community has high rates of expenditure than the average person. So if you consider gaming as I would, as a form of entertainment, right? It's an entertainment just like movies and television, right? When you're younger, you tend to be for games. Other people tend to be for movies. Other people tend to be towards watching television. If you are a big movie goer, you probably would maybe see a movie in theater maybe once a month, maybe even twice a month. So each time you spend $15, you spend $30 a month. You spend $30 a month, that many times per year. If you're someone who really loves watching movies, you could, you subscribe to Netflix and something else, and those are about $30 a month, right? That is relatively low to the average cost that someone plays playing video games. You know that when the next PlayStation 5 comes out, you'll be dropping 500 USD on it, and you know that every single game that you play, you're paying something close to $60 to $70 each. And you only play one of those, like a PlayStation exclusive, I'd say maybe for a month or two, and then you buy a new one. So there's something about gamers that they're just naturally, there's a higher rate of expenditure for gamers. So if you were to take the average gamer and the average moviegoer, the gamer spends much more time or much more money per year on games, whether it be through digital purchases, purchasing multiple consoles, whatever it may be. They have a higher rate of expenditure. And television, it's as easy as, you buy a subscription, right? These things they made it extremely cheap to do so through television, through subscription services. That's why Xbox Game Pass is so attractive, is because you pay $15 a month for all the games, right? That isn't widespread in gaming yet. So gamers are, spending, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per year on gaming, and there's just much higher rates of expenditure for gaming versus movies and television. So when you have the subset of the population that's on a Twitch platform and they have the chance to pay money, all of a sudden $10, $15 for a streamer to say their name and their message isn't a lot. It's not a lot. But for other people, that's $10, $15. That is a lot, right? And finally, we're just going to do a quick introduction because we're approaching over 20 minutes. We went over the three aspects of monetization on Twitch. What is the product, monetizing users, and streamer monetization schemes. So what is the product? We spoke about how important the streamer is, and that the streamer is just a conduit for bringing community members and fostering that community through their personalities, through the sorts of things they do on stream, and how they interact with the community aspects, the off-platform community aspects of their stream. Additionally, we talked about how Twitch in particular monetizes users through bits, gift donations, and subscriptions, how they particularly take a cut out of all three of those things. And they do it by appealing to viewers and their need for exclusivity, community, and their need for hierarchy. And last, being these last three presentations, was exactly how streamers can monetize their viewers, with a particular focus on enriched community members. Those community members that need that recognition from others do so on a YouTube and a Reddit. And not only that, but they're actively contributing. They're also more likely to spend more money on the stream and be engaged, and you're almost dedicated to the stream in a way. You're actively worrying about their well-being, where they're moving, and their communities. And those enriched community members, you need to attract them to your platform, to your stream. So you do that by fostering a good community on your platform, and then they come in and contribute content, and then you sort of foster that community. And other forms of community outlets, a Discord, other ways that viewers can play on games, any sort of social media, you are adding that community outlet for those members, so that it's not just you on stream for 6 to 8 hours. someone, a viewer, can actually be involved in the community 24/7 of the day, and there's various ways they can do that. So with that, thanks for watching. Leave like, comment, subscribe. Anything is useful. I love feedback, so please provide that, and I'll see you guys next time.